Over a week ago, Soleil Ho, an opinion columnist and cultural critic for the San Francisco Chronicle, walked into a parental rights night event hosted by San Francisco Republicans. What Soleil saw was so horrifying, mean, and vile, they went straight home and threw up. The event was billed as an attempt at, quote, detangling the transgender narrative surrounding our children, unquote, and was filled with gross attacks and misinformation. Speakers claimed that gender affirmation, which is basically just acknowledging what a child is telling you they're feeling inside, is a cloaked system of eugenics. They accused parents of allowing their kids to be sterilized and insisted that most of these kids have mental illness. An emailed invite for the dinner included a guest list with a person they described as a detransitioner, alongside the San Mateo County chair for the right-wing groups Moms for Liberty and Moms for America. Also, there was someone there from Our Duty, which argues that transgender children are the way they are because they have been groomed and brainwashed into a belief system. The event was held under the guise of promoting parental rights and helping parents advocate for your child, apparently at the expense of your child. I'm joined now by Soleil Ho, opinion writer and cultural critic for the San Francisco Chronicle. I read a little bit of what you experienced there. Tell me what some of the rest was.
Yeah, there are some really great slideshows about the identifying wokeness in your school library. That was the topic of the speaker from Moms for Liberty, which, not surprising. There were some videos being shown on those big TV screens behind the bar that you usually see like football on. They were playing sort of TikToks and other sorts of amateur videos by people who were gender nonconforming, and there was a lot of noise in the crowd in response to that. It told me a lot about how a lot of these politics are motivated by a sort of visceral disgust for people who are not gender conforming. To me, that was why I wanted to go, just to hear and feel just, was it going to be a calm crowd? Was it going to be a raucous crowd? Just how were they going to react in the moment to images and discussions about people who are trans?
I want to read you something really quickly. This is the Bay Area Reporter wrote a piece sort of previewing what this event was going to be about. And they quote a Republican, chairman of the local Republican Party, said, "We feel like there's something happening now that has increased the number of trans kids, especially in the teenage years, and needs to be addressed. It feels to many like there's an ideology associated with it, and that's what we're exploring." That's the fear that I feel like I'm hearing expressed by people on the right, that somehow something culturally that's happening in schools is tricking children into thinking they're trans. Is that the kind of thing they were alleging?
Yeah, basically just saying that there are books in the libraries, for instance, that were grooming kids, that there are teachers who were visibly LGBT and they were grooming kids just by existing, just that there were sex education courses that were just offering alternative identities just the fact that they existed, being part of the programming and part of this brainwashing conspiracy by Marxist transgenders who are hoping to, again, sterilize and eliminate children who were vulnerable.
It's a strange thing that does feel like a panic, right? So you had this thing happen even outside of this. So Major League Baseball got into this whole back and forth with the Christian right about inviting the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence. They're a drag group. You're a cultural critic. You monitor this stuff. Have you seen just a marked increase in the hysteria around things like drag that does feel like it's tied to the trans panic?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, trans panic is just the easiest. Easiest sounds so glib, but it is one of the easier entrees into this bigger, more general sense of repulsion toward people who are queer. It makes sense to me because it is just the most vulnerable group within the LGBT sort of system and the most easy to beat up on. It's essentially priming people to more easily transpose that feeling of hate onto people who, are generally more accepted in that spectrum. So, yeah, I've been watching what's been happening in the UK for years now, and this is just all according to the same playbook.
So it's not just in the U.S. This is happening outside of the U.S. on the right more broadly.
Yes, absolutely.